Hi, I'm Krista Tomlinson, indie published romance author. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Wigs, Whips, and Wine, where I will show you one of my wigs, work on one of my romance works in progress, and have a glass of wine. I thought I would do these just as a way to work on some of my works in progress and kind of share a little bit of information about them as I'm going through them. For readers who might be curious to see what my process is like and see how I come up with some of the ideas and, just to kind of talk about whatever it is that I'm working on. And then for my wigs, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm always talking about whatever wig I'm getting ready to buy next. I do love wigs, but as a, someone who works from home, I don't really have that many places to wear them, which kind of sucks because, I got this cute wig and, I'm not going anywhere but to the grocery store. So it's like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just, have a reason to show them off and share them with people. So that's what I'm doing with that. And then who doesn't like having a glass of wine? Not everyone does, I know, but I like having a glass of wine as I'm working. So that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. So this wig is one of my favorites. It's one I got fairly recently. It's Sensational Dashly Unit 27. It's in the color Chunky Blonde, which is basically just kind of like a nice medium brown with ash blonde highlights mixed in. And I like wigs that are mostly straight. For some reason, I just can't get with curly wigs. I think it's because I've never really had curly hair because I had relaxed hair for so long growing up, and so I'm so used to seeing myself with straight hair. And so now I try to wear curly wigs, and this looks so not what I'm used to. So I like wearing the straighter wigs, but I like this one because it has a little bit of curl, so I can kind of adjust to having a little bit of curl and maybe start working my way into having curlier wigs with this little bit of wave here. And I like the 70s vibe of it. It's got kind of, with the curtain bangs, it's got kind of a 70s beach vibe to it. So this is one of my favorites. I really like it. I want to get in another color. Get in another color so I can have a couple of them. So that's it for the wig. For the whip, I'm going to be working on one of my fan fiction. So let me go ahead and pull that up, and then I will tell you what that one is all about. So the fanfic that I'm going to be working on tonight is To the Victor, as in To the Victor Goes the Spoils. Obviously, you probably already knew that. But this is one of my SoapGhost fanfics. For those of you who don't know, SoapGhost are characters from Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I really recently got into that ship and that whole fandom. And so I am writing several fanfics, but the To the Victor is actually a Twitter thread that I started because I wanted to do, I love tweet threads that people write on Twitter, but I can't quite seem to manage how to keep them brief. There's a particular style that I think is super cool for authors who write tweet threads for their fiction and fan fiction, and I can't quite seem to master it. I'll start off keeping it really brief because it's Twitter, so you only got so much that you can do, and you don't want to write this big whole novel, so you want to kind of have a brief writing style. And I'll start off writing it really briefly in the first couple paragraphs, and the next thing I know, I'm back into my long form novel style. So I'm still working on that and I'm trying to master how to get that that briefness, that short, quick, to the point style. I'm still working on how to get that, but eventually I will. I'm going to master it because I think it's super cool, and it's just something that I would like to be able to just to write in that style. For this fanfic, again, it's a Twitter thread. I've already posted the first 4 parts of it, and so basically, oh, that's a little spicy. Let's turn that. That's just, I've already written the first 4 parts of it and posted them online, and so now I'm gonna work on the 5th part of it, and I think there are 3 more parts after that, and then I'll be done. So basically, in this fic, we have Soap, who is a sergeant in the British Special Forces, and Ghost, who is a lieutenant. And this is basically kind of a mutual pining situation where they are not together at the start of the fic. So this will be pre-relationship, and what we have is it's an Omega verse. So we have Ghost is an Alpha, and Soap is an Omega. If you don't know Omega verse, I recommend you go ahead and look that up instead of having me try to explain it to you right now. The rest of the story is we have our British Special Forces Task Force who have been sent to break up an Omega trafficking ring. So basically, they're trafficking Omegas, and so there is a content warning for that at the beginning of the Twitter thread. So if that's not, it's only mentioned, it's not actually shown. But so they've been sent to break up this ring. However, they are having trouble, infiltrating it and finding out how to get the Omegas out of there, and and to actually find where it's located. They know the general area, but they don't know how to get in. And so Soap volunteers to go undercover to infiltrate the ring. However, he ends up getting captured, and Ghost has to go in after him and save him. And he has to enter this contest. I'm not going to give too many spoilers in case you want to read it, and I will link it below. And so now he has won the contest, and he's about to claim he's the victor, so he's about to claim his spoils. And so that is what I'm about to write today. So this actually is a saucy part. This is the smutty part, and I'm nervous about it. Not that I'm nervous to write smut, but I'm nervous to write and post it on Twitter, because I don't normally post saucy stuff on Twitter. I don't really retweet NSFW artwork, although I will like it, and I know likes show up in some people's feeds. Sorry. But I don't normally post the spicier stuff. I normally will either just, obviously it's in my books. If it's a fanfic, obviously it'll be on the fanfic. If it's a story that I'm writing just to share, then I'll go ahead and put it on my blog, and people can read it there. So I think I may have written something spicy posted on Twitter once before, but if not, then this will be my first time that I've done it. So I'm nervous about that, because this is being horny on Maine. So I don't know. It feels weird to share it, so I'm definitely going to put a content warning and let people know, hey, this is getting ready to come. So if you want to mute it, go ahead, so that you don't have to see this extremely saucy part that I'm getting ready to share. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. But first, I'm going to get my wine. Okay, the wine that I'm drinking tonight is a Riesling, pretty much my favorite to drink. It's from Aldi Landshut. How do you hear that coming up? Landshut, I guess that's how you say that. Riesling. I had dessert earlier, so I can have a sweet wine. So that's what I'm going to be having tonight with that. So if you want to drink with me, you can do that. It's a twist off cap, so that kind of lets you know that it's probably not the most expensive wine. Oh goodness. Oh, hold on, this is going to be hard to get off. Okay, I'm back. So the reason why I started working on some fan fiction is because I've always, since I became aware of what fan fiction is, I've always just been really into it. I enjoy it. I wrote fan fiction for WWE back in 2012. I did a little bit for Sheath and Voltron, but I don't get to write as much as I would like to, because obviously I have to write my original work for publication, but sometimes a ship and a fandom just really will grab you, and that has happened with SoapGhost. I've just been really into it, and it's just really a way for me to try out new things and get inspired with new ideas, and oh, that's really good. It's tart, and come up with new ideas and things that I can, not only write them in fan fiction, but also translate in move into my original works. So this isn't something that I plan on anytime soon as it being an original story, but it's just having the fun of contributing to a fandom and trying out new things, because I do want to start writing more Omegaverse stuff. So this is a great way for me to practice it and try it and see what are the tropes that I enjoy from Omegaverse and what I want to bring to the table. So I'm going to go ahead and this is really good. Bring up the thing that we're working on here. So I've already started this chapter, a little bit of it. Just some thoughts I just kind of wrote down a little bit. So I'm going to print that out. So as a spoiler, where we left off, Ghost has just been told. While that's printing, Ghost has just been told that in order to take, even though he's won Soap, and to take Soap out of this Omega ring, he has to sleep with him in front of this big crowd of people. And so that's where we left off, you know, kind of a cliffhanger where Ghost is telling his team through the communications link, you know, I'm basically gonna log off because I don't want y'all to hear this. And so this is where we're getting ready to pick up. So when I write, I always like to start off with, you know, kind of writing out a loose outline by hand first so that I can see the scene. I'm not someone who can really just sit down and just start writing. I'm not a pantser. I'm a plotter, so I have to plot even by scenes. And so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of plot out what I want to take place in this scene. And then from there, I'll go ahead and start writing. So let's get going on that. Okay, I finished my outline for this scene. So let me show you what that's about and kind of go over that with you. After another sip of delicious Riesling, I'll take out the base here and I'll show you. Okay, so for this scene, what I wanted to have was it to be really awkward because obviously, you know, they are uncomfortable because they have to have sex in front of people, and they are also not a couple. They are just, you know, squad mates, and so it's weird for them to, you know, be having sex. Even though there is mutual pining, they flirt with each other, of course, but neither one of the other knows that, you know, that they are both into each other. And so this is just going to be awkward all around. So I wanted it to be have the vibes of, you know, gosh, I sure am glad I get to sleep with this dude because I've, you know, had a crush on him for months, years, or whatever. But it's obviously not an ideal situation. So that is the vibe that we're going for with this. So now I'm going to go ahead and start typing it into my Word doc. I normally write in YWriter. But this is in Word because it was originally supposed to just be a quick, short one shot. It was not supposed to be this long. I'm already at like 3,000 words. So this was a little bit longer than I had originally planned for it to be, but that's okay. But that's okay that it's longer than I had originally thought that it was going to be. You know, sometimes fics just get out of hand. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on typing up what I came up with now that I have an outline and I know where I want it to go. And then I will show you a little bit of the preview of that when I am finished with that. And of course, once I'm finished, if you want to read it, I will have the link for it down below so you can see what it's like. But let's go ahead and have another sip of wine and get started on typing. Delicious. Okay, so I just finished typing in, fleshing out the outline part that I came up with and getting that typed into the Word doc. I feel pretty good with what I came up with. I got about 860 words. So by the time I finish fleshing it out and polishing it up and making it tight, it'll probably come out to about 1,000 or so, and then it'll be ready to post on the Twitter thread. So I am going to go ahead and be finished writing for the night. That will conclude our writing portion of the evening for working on this whip. When I do post it, I will go ahead and post the links for the entire tweet thread. And then it's also on my Tumblr as well. I think I might put it up on my Facebook. Maybe I'll even put it up on my website. I might do that as well, so that you can read it if you would like to read it and see what I came up with. And that's going to go ahead and end it for me tonight. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching me work on this whip and enjoyed my wig and my wine as well. All right, thank you. Bye.